your dad on your way in, man?
Respectfully, I'm not going to answer any questions.
How we doing?
I'm doing good. How are you? Mind if I get your name and badge number?
Yeah, my name's Investigator Ryan Metter with the Illinois Secretary of State Police.
Yes, sir.
Are you a First Amendment auditor? Is that what you're doing?
I'm just a citizen exercising constitutional rights today.
Sure. So, as you know, there's a sign there that says notice recording or photography of any type is not allowed.
Okay.
Yep. So you can't have you videotaping inside the facility. And there's that. It's case law favors. State of Illinois has to not allow the recording or photography of any type in Secretary of State facilities. All inquiries should be directed to the Secretary of State Office of the General Counsel, 217-785-3094, and ask for camera.
Do you have any case law attached with this that you'd be willing to provide me, or?
Contact the General Counsel, and they'll be able to give it to you. So, you have
Sure.
your ID on you?
No, I don't
You
actually.
don't have it? Okay. What's your name, partner?
Am I being detained right now?
I mean, unless the Secretary of State wants you trespass, that's why I'm trying to get your name.
Okay. What statute would that be trespassing under? State-supported land?
Well, you disregarded a sign that says recording of any type is not allowed, so you
Right.
violated that sign.
So you are suspecting me of trespassing?
I'm saying if we want to trespass you, I would need your name.
I am being trespassed?
As of right now, you're not being trespassed.
Okay. So as of right now, I'm not under suspicion of a crime.
Okay, here's the thing though. If you show back up and you cause issues, then we'll have your name.
Nobody even asked me to leave.
Okay, well, they're asking you to leave.
All right, everyone. Today's footage shows what unfolds when authority meets someone who genuinely understands the law. The interaction starts off composed but quickly becomes strained as officers confront a citizen filming inside a Secretary of State facility. They point to a posted sign prohibiting photography and argue that internal policy supersedes his actions. But this is where the momentum changes. The citizen stays calm and avoids emotional reactions. Instead, he poses a direct and decisive question: am I being detained? From that point on, the balance of control begins to shift. Rather than automatic compliance, what follows is deliberate pushback grounded in constitutional protections. The officers mention trespassing, imply possible criminal charges, and ask for identification. Yet the man declines to relinquish his rights without a clear legal foundation. That's the moment the exchange stops being routine and becomes a direct test of lawful authority.
Okay. Or respectfully, I'm going to decline.
So now you are trespassing.
Okay.
So what is your name?
Would you mind, before we move any more forward, because I'm gonna do you a favor.
Yeah.
Okay, before anybody loses qualified immunity, look up the statute that you're willing to trespass me under and cite that. I promise you it.
Okay. Are you refusing to leave the property?
Will I be arrested if I don't leave?
You'll be cited. Yeah.
I'll be cited with what citing?
Criminal trespass to property. Actually, it's criminal trespass to state-supported property because you're refusing.
Look that statute up, and it will be in plain text why I am not in violation of that statute. I've just been through this. I'm doing you a favor, Metter, Officer Metter.
Yeah, you got the name right. Yep.
And
most people mispronounce it. So
well, you gave it to me first, and I appreciate that. Obviously, in the heat of the moment, that I'm not very confrontational at all. I'm not looking for a confrontation, but I'm not looking to have my rights stepped on.
I understand. I respect that. I respect your, I appreciate that and everything. And like I said, I'm just telling you that, that's why I gave you that piece of paper,
Yeah.
Okay. And here's the thing: I'm not looking at writing you a ticket.
Right.
I'm not wanting to go down that. I'm just wanting you to respect your rights.
So
like
the
They want you out
summons.
of the building.
Yeah, the summons for the ticket, would that go to the municipal court in Salem?
It would go to the Marion County Courthouse.
Okay, I'm gonna do you one
Like I
last
said,
favor
I'm
here.
not telling you I'm trespassing you, but I would like your name for my case.
Yeah, and I understand how that goes, but no matter what, I'm not gonna give it. I'm gonna do one last favor for everybody here. Call Tim Hudspeth. You're gonna do yourself a very big favor with your career, and I'm not trying to be a dick.
Yeah.
I know it sounds very pretentious, me saying that. Call Tim Hudspeth right now, and I promise you, he will tell you I'm fine to do what I'm doing. That's the bottom line. He doesn't know me personally, but I just dealt with him personally. Call Tim Hudspeth. He's going to be the prosecutor.
Now the tension rises. The officer hints at trespassing him from state-funded property but struggles to cite a specific law. That's when the citizen takes control of the situation. Calmly, he advises the officers to check the legal code before anyone risks losing qualified immunity. This isn't a threat, it's a clear warning. He even suggests contacting the county prosecutor, confident that the law supports his position. Rather than responding with emotion, he carefully breaks down the statute. Criminal trespass on state-supported property requires certain conditions: false identity, interference, or being unlawfully present, none of which apply here. The officers falter, leaning on policy, while he emphasizes constitutional rights. And that's the key distinction: policy cannot override the Constitution. This is the legal confrontation playing out in real time.
He's going to know what I'm doing. It doesn't matter who does it. If you're off shift, if any one of them guys in there decide to come in here and record, we have the right to do it.
Well, here's the thing. I appreciate what you're doing, okay? I'm not, like I said, I'm a full advocate for people using their rights. Okay?
Sure.
But with it being a Secretary of State, so they have their own policy, and as far as the General Counsel goes also, that's why we give you the number for the General Counsel, is a lot of people have Social Security cards, birth certificates, other things out here that we don't want people recording. You know what I mean?
Well, they shouldn't be dealing with that in public, though. You know, if they're going to deal...
They have to do that inside.
No, they can take them somewhere private. So, 720, let me see if I remember this right. 720 ILCS 521-5, that's criminal trespass to state-supported land. And I'm going to read it right from the illa.gov.
They want you trespassed.
You mind if I get your name and badge number? I didn't get
Detective Swagler.
Detective Swagler?
Yes, sir. 295, Salem Police Department.
295, I appreciate that.
Yep.
I'm going to read you, and I know this will be my third time saying it, but this will be the last favor that I do everybody here. A5, under criminal trespass to state-supported land, right? A person commits criminal trespass to state-supported land when he or she enters upon a right-of-way, including facilities and improvements thereon. No, I'm sorry, I'm reading the wrong section here.
Different guy who's refusing to give us the name and then you want to trespass.
A person commits criminal trespass to state-supported land when he or she enters upon land supported in whole or in part with state funds or federal funds administered, granted through state agencies or any building on the land by presenting false documents or falsely representing his or her identity orally. I haven't done that, right? We'll skip to the part where this will apply, what it doesn't apply. Okay? If I refuse to leave, well, I'm going to go back inside. Absolutely, I have the right to. I came out here on my own free will, not because I was being detained. Just do me a favor.
You're allowed to stay outside.
All right, things take a serious turn here. The citizen quotes directly from Illinois Statute 720 ILCS 521-5, pointing out the precise language needed for criminal trespass. He emphasizes the critical part: interference with the lawful use or enjoyment of the building. Music. Then he asks the obvious question: how does filming in a public space interfere with anyone? Music. Silence follows. The officers retreat back to policy, raising concerns about sensitive documents being visible. But fear of policy violations does not constitute criminal behavior. The citizen calmly reminds them that constitutional rights remain intact, even inside publicly accessible government buildings. The tension is palpable. Music. The officers are visibly uncertain, yet instead of immediately checking with the prosecutor, they dig in further. And that's when ego starts clashing with the law.
Can't record inside.
Oh, I'm allowed to be inside also. When I remain upon the land or in the building, here's the important part, and who thereby interferes with another person's lawful use or enjoyment of the building or land. How does me exercising my First Amendment constitutionally protected right interfere with anybody's lawful use or enjoyment of this building? I promise you, I told these guys, call Tim Hudspeth. It's gonna save you guys from having to lose your qualified immunity over this. This is clearly established. The prosecutor of Salem, of Marion County, knows exactly what I'm doing, and he will tell you.
Here's the deal.
You do yourself a favor and speak with him.
I told you my first name. Can I at least get your first name so I'm not saying sir?
Respectfully, I'm not going to. You can just call me sir. I appreciate that.
Okay, sir, you're not allowed on the property. You're not allowed inside. Okay, you're trespassed. Okay, so you're
By
not
who?
allowed.
By who?
The Illinois Secretary of State.
So
You are
you're
hereby trespassed.
so you're
And
not
now
gonna call
as
Tim
as a
Hudspeth?
state officer, right now I'm trespassing you from the property. Whether or not you have a right to be somewhere, the people who have this property have a right to trespass you.
Well, it's public property.
Yeah, but we can trespass you from this property, okay, because it's state property.
So you're just going to not even do yourself the favor and call Tim Hudspeth?
I called my sergeant. That's all I need to call.
But the prosecuting attorney of this county, you're not willing to count?
State policy dictates
Okay.
exactly what I gave you.
Well, respectfully, I'm trying to help you here, right?
And-
Because
and
I'm not.
respectfully,
You're
and-
misinformed.
And
I've already
sorry.
been through this in the area, in Marion County, with Tim Hudspeth.
I understand.
Okay. No, you don't understand, or you don't care.
I appreciate what you have to say.
I don't feel like you do, because you're trying to violate my rights and you're not even willing to go through any single route to rectify your mistake right now. So under the authority of who?
The Illinois Secretary of State Police.
Because it's going to come down on yourself personally and your department.
You have the number for our general counsel. For the
I
Secretary
don't
of
need
State.
counsel to exercise my constitutionally.
The confrontation intensifies. The officer formally declares the citizen trespassed and demands his identification. The citizen refuses. Music, that refusal immediately sparks the next threat: failure to identify, potential fingerprinting, and even jail time. Listen carefully. A simple trespass citation suddenly escalates into layered consequences simply because he won't provide his name. The citizen presses further, asking under what authority. The officer cites power granted by the state of Illinois. Snorts, but authority must be rooted in statute, not ego. He repeatedly tells them to contact the county prosecutor, Tim Hudspeth, warning that legal action will follow. The officers claim they've consulted their sergeant. Yet it's the prosecutor, not internal department chains, who determines the legality of enforcement. This isn't rebellion, it's a constitutional standoff.
Rights.
Yeah, I understand that. So I'm
So
gonna
you
ask
just
you to
don't
leave the
care
property,
then?
okay?
So you
And
just don't care?
Are you refusing to identify yourself?
Absolutely.
Okay. So I need a fingerprint check.
Is your body camera on?
It is on. Everybody's.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir. So, are you refusing to leave the property
Am I going to be arrested if I
Yes,
don't leave?
you are.
Under what authority?
under the authority of the Illinois Secretary of State Police?
So, because I've
The
never.
authority given to me by the state of Illinois.
Okay, so what exactly would happen?
Well, normally I would just write you a ticket and send you on your way for criminal trespass, okay?
But
It's
because
normally
I'm
criminal-
being so defiant, it's going to
Well,
escalate.
it's, what it is, it's failure to identify. So I have to write a name on that ticket.
So you suspect me of a crime.
I do.
So I've been detained this whole time.
Right now you are, because you're refusing to leave the property.
So if I leave,
If you
so if I
leave,
just walk away right now, then what?
then I'm going to let you walk away, because I don't want to write you a ticket. I don't want to take you to jail. If you
Okay.
stay on this property any longer, then I am going to have to put handcuffs on you and take you to the jail.
Well, I don't
and
want that.
fingerprint you. I don't want that either, because
It seems like you do.
no, I don't.
You're not even willing to go
You know
down an
what time-
avenue that I've given
You know what
you.
time I get off work? 4 o'clock. 4:16.
Nobody's
I don't
forcing
really
you to
want
violate my rights right now, sir.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
You don't even do yourself the favor of calling him, though. Like
I
I'm
called my
obviously.
sergeant. That's all I need to call. And I provided you documentation from our legal counsel as far as a
Would
number
either one
for
of
to
you be
call.
willing to call Tim Hudspeth?
This Secretary of State property, Secretary of State was
And I just read you the statute that he was trying
And I
to
just told you.
cite me with.
And I just told
so
you what I
nobody's willing to even save yourselves the qualified immunity.
From what I'm gathering, we're kind of at an impasse, right?
Well, yeah, because I'm
you
exercising rights and you're violating
Yeah.
rights. That's the
I'm
impasse.
sorry you feel that way. So right now you are on state property, okay? So, and I am asking you to leave. If you fail to leave, then you will be charged for criminal trespass.
What is that? A book and release, or is it down to the jail? You hold me for the weekend,
Well, as
or
of
what?
right now, you're failing to identify.
Okay.
So if you
So we're
fail to-
stacking charges
yeah.
for exercising
so,
rights.
So if you fail to identify, then you're going to be taken in and fingerprinted, so I can get your identity. So then I can write you the ticket, and then you can be released.
How does that work? You guys beat me into oblivion until I'm willing to how you can forcefully, I mean, because
Why
so
would
if
you-
I'm
why
not,
would you say beat you?
All right, everyone. This is the tipping point. The officer asserts the citizen is now detained for criminal trespass and refusing to identify himself. The citizen challenges the claim, "If I walk away right now, what happens?" The officer hesitates, admitting he'd prefer to avoid making an arrest. That pause says it all. If a crime were clear-cut, there would be no uncertainty. The citizen calmly reiterates that criminal trespass requires more than simply being present. He's not interfering with operations, not presenting false documents, he's merely recording in a public government building. The officers label him as defiant, but defiance isn't a crime. Exercising a constitutional right isn't obstruction, and understanding that distinction is what matters here.
Why would you use terminology?
well, because I'm not willing to identify, so I'm not going to be willing to fingerprint, right? So just because you put me in handcuffs and put me in a car and take me somewhere, I'm supposed to just be willing to
Well, the problem that we have
waive
here
my rights now?
is so criminal trespass is just a ticket. That's all it is.
Right.
But whenever you start failing to identify and stuff like that, what name are we going to put on the ticket if you're not willing to identify?
Well, it's not a ticket, though. It's not criminal trespass. I just read him the statute. He's not willing to listen. I will read you the statute if you want.
Because you're refusing. Because
Pull-
we gave you the opportunity to leave, and now you're not doing it.
I don't need. You should give me the opportunity to exercise my constitutional rights by recording in a public space, respectfully.
I understand what you're saying.
So you just don't care then? If you're not willing to do that, then I guess you deserve the litigation that's going to follow. That's just the bottom line. You're going to be stripped of your qualified immunity.
So like I said before, do you have a question?
State's Attorney, Tim Hudson. He advised me that's a public place. You can be in here. We cannot trespass.
Thank you.
So,
Swagler?
With that being
Detective
said-
Swagler?
Detective Swagler.
Appreciate it. It took long enough, but
Salem Police Department.
You're out.
To be on our way.
yeah, you're not going to enforce. So,
Let me speak with you for just a minute.
you guys' body cam's not muted, right? Not muted? Appreciate that, sir. Thank God. Appreciate it, sir. I'm going to come inside with you since I do have the right
You did say
to.
as long as you stay in the public area, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
Don't
That's
go-
all I had been doing. Didn't bother anybody.
Then the call happens. The state's attorney speaks directly to the officers, and the outcome is immediate. They're told the citizen cannot be trespassed from a public area simply for recording. Just like that, the tension evaporates. The citizen is allowed to continue filming. Music, no arrest, no citation, no fingerprinting. One clarification from someone who actually enforces the law changes everything. That's the key lesson here. It took a prosecutor to remind officers of constitutional limits. Think about that. Rights shouldn't rely on escalation, they should be upheld from the start. This is why understanding the law is critical. Sometimes, the only thing standing between liberty and handcuffs is knowledge.